Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will talk about poem by Toru Dutt, Our Casuarina Tree. Toru Dutt was a remarkable woman, a poet who lived a short life but left behind immortal verses. She is often remembered as the John Keats of Indian literature. She was born in 1856 in a wealthy Bengali family in Calcutta. From a very young age, she was surrounded by literature and culture. She mastered not only Bengali but also English, French and even Sanskrit. Like John Keats, Toru Dutt's life was tragically short. Tuberculosis claimed her life at the age of just 21. The same disease had taken Keats too. But just as Keats immortalized himself through his poetry, Toru Dutt also carved a permanent place in Indian and world literature. Her works include A Sheaf Gleaned in French Fields, Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan, Bianca or the Young Spanish Maiden, Le Journal de Mademoiselle Devers. Toru Dutt was the youngest of three siblings. Her brother Abju and sister Aru both died young from tuberculosis, leaving her devastated. And yet out of this personal tragedy came poetry that reflected both sorrow and resilience. Toru Dutt also died at the age of 21, but in that short span, she opened the doors of Indian literature. Toru Dutt, also Toru Dutt, is considered as the pioneer of Indian English literature, as she was the first woman to write and publish a book in English. A pioneer, a genius, and indeed the John Keats of Indian English literature. Our Casuarina Tree is taken from her poetry collection Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan. Poem consists of 55 lines. In the beginning, the poetess described the beauty and majesty of her Casuarina tree. It grew in her garden and was tall and glorious. Its trunk was rough and marked with deep scars. Around this trunk, a big python-like creeper climbed and reached to the top. No other tree would have survived the embrace of such a huge creeper, but the gigantic tree has worn it bravely like a scarf. On its branches hung the big bunches of red flowers, where birds and bees gathered during the day. Often at night, the garden overflowed with a sweet endless song coming from the tree. On winter mornings, a baboon sat on its top, welcoming the rising sun. Its vast shadow fell across the broad tank, and in that shadow bloomed thousands of water lilies. For the sake of its beauty and majesty, and also for the sake of the childhood memories associated with it, even when she went to foreign lands, she remembered it. The poetess remembers the distant shores of France and Italy, where the sounds of waves reminded her of the mournful sighs of Casuarina Tree, bringing back memories of her beloved native land. She felt as if it tried to send its mysterious message to her, even in those distant lands. She often hears that wail in some distant land by the sheltered bay, where on the moonlit night the sea god slips and waves kiss the shores, and world is in a dreamless swoon. Whenever she heard it, the sublime form of a tree rose before her inner eyes, and she saw it again as she had in her childhood in her native land. When she thinks of the tree, she is reminded of her dear but departed friends and siblings. During her childhood, she used to play around the tree with her two siblings, Abju and Aru, but now they are no more. Only their memories have remained. Therefore, she wants to immortalize the tree in her song for the sake of those friends. She wishes that after her death, the tree should also be counted among the other immortal trees, such as Wordsworth's yew tree. She describes the tree in her song to immortalize it. Aware of the limitation of her poetry, she acknowledges that she may fail to achieve it through words alone, but her great love for the tree will undoubtedly ensure its immortality. Thus, the Casuarina tree is a joy forever for the poetess.